This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Roberto. This is Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Coming into day 5 of the NHL's 7 Canadian teams are holding on to a playoff spot. And with the postseason getting closer by the day, we wanted to look at how likely it is for every Canadian team to get in. For starters, 3 of Canada's teams are all but playoff locked, as Winnipeg, Toronto, and Edmonton are playing for seeding more than anything else right now. The Jets have pretty much locked up the Central and are instead battling Washington for the President's Trophy. And while the Caps are still slightly favored on FanDuel, it could still go either way. It's a similar story for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but their close battle is for the Atlantic Division. Toronto and Florida have the exact same record as of today, but with Florida holding the tiebreaker, they are slight favorites. But the Tampa Bay Lightning are right in the mix too, so this race could go in a number of ways. And the Oilers are also in a division race right now, as they are just 3 points behind Vegas in the Pacific. But they could be in tough with both Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl expected to miss some time with injuries. A division title for Edmonton feels a little less likely. There's one more team that almost fits in with the playoff locks, the Ottawa Senators. While they aren't in the running for their Atlantic Division title, Ottawa is still heavily favored to pick up one of the 2 Eastern Conference wildcard spots. And if they do, they'll finally reach the postseason for the first time in 8 years. Last but not least, we got the teams that are a toss-up to get in. While Montreal, Calgary, and Vancouver are not favored to make the playoffs, they're certainly in the mix, and if things go right, any one of them could get in. The Habs have been playing well of late, as they've won 8 of their 12 games since the Four Nations break. And with a 2-point lead over the Islanders for the final spot in the East, a playoff appearance feels well within reach. I caught up with Habs captain Nick Suzuki while he was playing some Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're going to talk about that video game next week, but right now we got to talk playoffs. Nick, coming into this year, this team seemed not quite ready to make the playoffs, but here you are in the thick of the wildcard race. Do you feel like this core is ahead of schedule based on expectations?
I'd say so. I think we kind of were the only ones confident in ourselves to, push for the playoffs. I think outside, no one really gave us any of a chance. So we were confident coming in that we knew we would put ourselves in this position where we are right now. And it's a lot of fun and, fighting for the points in the standings and, watching other teams and, keep an eye on how everyone else is doing. So it's been fun.
Thanks, Nick. We're going to talk to you more next week about Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Out west, there seems to be only one wildcard spot up for grabs, but it's not out of the question that either Calgary or Vancouver can take it. The Flames seem more likely to do it than the Canucks, as they've got an easy remaining schedule and more games in hand. But with a few weeks to go, things could go either way. While it's not likely that all 7 Canadian teams make the playoffs, there's a real shot that 6 of 7 could get in, which would be the most we've seen since 2017. And with no Canadian teams having won the Cup since Montreal in '93, having 6 cracks at it this year could only help end the drought. Time now for Upset Moments presented by Under Armour. If you're not aware of the impact of McNeese's manager Amir Ora Khan, buckle up because this story is a wild ride. Ora went viral earlier this season for his legendary swag and his rapport with his upstart Cowboy squad, leading the team to the court as he also leads their rap karaoke lines. He also became the first manager to ever sign an NIL deal, which resulted in sponsors for his massive boombox around his neck that he famously leads the team out with. And it's not just hype, his managerial skills are also legendary. Don't believe me? Just ask him.
If they kept manager stats for rebounding and wiping up wet spots on the court, I put up Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
I mean, it's nice to have a mascot, Which leads us to last night, where Amir's aura was put to the test, as his 12-seeded Cowboys took on 5th-ranked Clemson, who were coming off an Elite 8 appearance just last year. Well, McNeese has never won an NCAA tournament game, but Ora was making his presence felt before and after the game. Everyone wanting a picture with the legend, and the cheerleaders even wearing socks with his face plastered all over them. And all of his aura seemed to work, as McNeese held on for a massive upset, knocking off Clemson 69-67 in the biggest upset of day 1. And after the historic win, guess who got to add the exclamation mark? That's so special. I wish all team managers were respected like this guy. And Amir capped off the night with this epic Fortnite homage post. Are people still playing Fortnite? Goddamn. Feel the electrifying energy of NCAA March Madness first round action. Witness the next generation of basketball stars compete for glory. Every round, all tournament long, only on TSN. For a limited time, get 4 months of TSN for just $60. Visit tsn.ca/subscribe now. Offer ends April 7th, terms apply. The F1 season is kicking into high gear, with Lando Norris earning the checkered flag in the season's opener Down Under last weekend. This weekend, the circuit makes a stop in China. where we've already had some early fireworks. Lewis Hamilton edged out Max Verstappen in qualifying for the first sprint race this season, setting a new record for the fastest lap in Shanghai history in the process, giving Hamilton pole position for his first sprint race with his Ferrari squad. For more on these dramatic events, we're bringing in our racing guru, Tim Hauraney. Thanks for joining us, Timothy.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Marissa, what's going on?
What's going on? That's why you're here, Tim. I'm asking you. So Lewis Hamilton has already made headlines for the sprint qualifying session, earning pole for tonight's sprint race at the Chinese Grand Prix. What do you make of Hamilton's early success, and what it can mean for his inaugural season with Ferrari?
I think if you go back to Australia, that was a really rough weekend for Ferrari. And I said coming out of that I think this Ferrari, the SF25, it has a lot of pace and performance in it. They just needed to figure out how to unlock it. When you take a look at sprint qualifying in China, and Lewis Hamilton getting the pole position, it's a good sign that it shows that this car does have a lot of pace and performance. They just need to find the right operating window and balance within the car to extract that performance. As for Lewis Hamilton, he does look very comfortable in the car. It does look like it's starting to come to him, which is good news for a Lewis Hamilton fan. But looking at the sprint race, I don't know if they have the pace to hold on to the win. I think the McLarens are going to come through. I think they are faster in terms of race pace, but it is a good sign that there is performance in this Ferrari. They just need to figure out how to unlock it.
Now, it was a pretty brutal first weekend for Liam Lawson in the second seat of the Red Bull Racing team. What would it take for Red Bull Racing to replace Lawson?
Yeah, really tough weekend for Liam Lawson so far in China. I mean, if you go back and you look at the Australian Grand Prix, like you said, that was a tough race for him as well. Tough weekend all along so far here in China. It hasn't looked any better. It would take a lot, though, I think, for Red Bull Racing to just replace Liam Lawson. If Yuki Tsunoda, however, in the Racing Bulls continues this positive momentum and results that he's been able to have over so far 1.5 race weekends, I mean, and Liam Lawson were to struggle for the next 5, 6, 7 race weekends, then I think it would be really tough for Red Bull Racing to just consider, replacing Liam with Yuki Tsunoda. That would have to be a conversation, I would think, that would have to happen at some point if Lawson's struggles continue.
Great to see you again, Tim. Enjoy all the action this weekend.
All right, thanks very much for having me, Marissa. Really appreciate it. Thanks to producer Sean as well.
And you can catch the season's first sprint race tonight in Shanghai, with coverage beginning just before 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on TSN5. While the big race goes early Sunday morning, just before 3 a.m. Eastern, midnight Pacific, also on TSN5. Time now for some Saucy Sounds presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Now, while there's still 5 days left of spring training, the MLB season officially got underway with a couple of games in Tokyo, Japan earlier this week, where the defending champion Dodgers picked up where they left off last season, with a 2-game sweep of the Cubs. While LA's 3-time champion Swiss Army knife, the always entertaining Mookie Betts, best understood the assignment when a collection of MLB stars got in on the pass-the-phone trend.
What up, y'all? I'm Bryce Harper, and I'm passing my phone to the old teammate.
Hey, my people, it's Juan Soto, and I'm passing the phone to the 4070 guy.
Hola, mi nombre es Ronald Acuña Jr. y le pasaré el teléfono a alguien que le gusta robar base como a mí.
What's up? It's Ellie. I'm passing the phone to a guy who's almost as fast as me.
What's up, guys? It's Bobby, and I'm passing the phone to another junior whose dad has played in the league.
What's up, guys? Francis Jr. over here, and I'm passing the phone to Jackson.
Who, me?
What's up? I'm Jackson Holiday. I'm passing the phone to somebody that played with my dad.
What's up, guys? I'm Aaron, and I'm passing the phone to somebody that can play any position.
I'm passing the phone to another guy from Tennessee with a broken golf swing.
What's up, guys? It's Brent Rooker. I'm passing the phone to the guy who's the nastiest on the mound.
What's up, everybody? It's Paul Skeens, and I'm passing the phone to the best to ever do it.
Hey, this is Mike Trout, and I'm passing my phone, or this phone, to my favorite influencer, Bryce Harper.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but most of these were incredibly lame and way too nice. Also, Mike Trout, obviously it's not his phone. He had to clarify, just this phone. Dude, I don't know. We need to give up on some of these trends with some of these boys. Let's do something new. And remember, next Thursday will mark opening day for a majority of the teams. while the Dodgers will play their first home game since winning the Fall Classic. You can catch their ring ceremony and home opener against the Tigers, with coverage beginning at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on TSN4. That's it for me today. Luca will be filling in Monday as I'm heading home to Saskatoon. I'll be back though. See you then.